everyone, Happy New Year and welcome back to Paddock Chats with RS. So, the 2024 season was exciting for so many different reasons and ended with a bang. We had a new Constructors' Champion, we had exciting technical upgrades throughout the entire season, and we had a buzzing driver market. So, in this video, let's look at some of the things which made the 2024 season so exciting. We had Max Verstappen, who was P1 on the Drivers' Championship for the fourth time in a row. And we had McLaren, who hadn't won a Constructors' Championship in 26 years, and they finally broke that winless streak. So let's take a step back and look at what made the 2024 season so remarkable. When we look at the beginning, the start of this 2024 season, we saw that Red Bull and Ferrari were making quite a bit of progress with their cars, and they seemed to be fighting for the P1 spot in the championship. McLaren and Mercedes, however, were still up there in points, but they were fighting for the P2 spot amongst themselves. McLaren had some reliability issues and their pre-season testing did not go as well as they thought, so they were still fighting for P2. Now, in the first 10 races, Max Verstappen, the current reigning champion, won 7 out of those 10. So it still seemed that Red Bull had the dominating hand and the power hand of the season. But all of this changed in round 6, in my opinion, which was Miami. So Miami brought a lot of new technical upgrades from many different teams, but McLaren's was probably the most significant. Their technical upgrade was redesigning their floor, which is a new video coming out for you guys to see soon. After them redesigning their floor, Lando Norris was able to win his maiden Formula One victory. And this made the McLaren a very, very strong contender for the Constructors' Championship as well. Now, after the 10th race, after Max Verstappen won his 7th out of those 10, Red Bull started having a lot of reliability issues, and only Max Verstappen was able to perform in the team. Sergio Perez was not able to get podiums this season. So after these reliability issues, McLaren saw the opportunity to make up for the points they lost in the beginning of the season, and they started performing quite well. Now, as McLaren got onto their redemption arc, we also saw Ferrari and Mercedes scoring quite consistently, and they were on the podiums as well as the top step as well. They won a few races amongst themselves too. Now, we also saw midfield teams such as Aston Martin, Alpine, and Haas perform quite well this season, with them getting around P6 to P10 in almost every single race, which is quite strong for the midfield teams. It was McLaren's reign until the last part of the season. They were making frequent appearances on the podium and the top step of the podium as well, with Oscar Piastri also winning his maiden Formula One victory this season. But I believe that there was a second turning point in the 2024 season, and that was quite towards the end of the season itself, which is round 21, the Brazilian Grand Prix. Now, until this point, until race 21, everybody thought that Lando Norris is going to win the championship and challenge Max Verstappen for the title. But this race, I think Max Verstappen showed the entire world that he's still Max Verstappen, and Lando Norris is not going to challenge his 4th consecutive driver's title. And he won the Brazilian Grand Prix in the most dramatic fashion, possibly making him a legend of the sport. Now, you can find more information about this entire race and Max Verstappen possibly being a legend on my video Driver to Legend, Verstappen's Road to Victory. The Brazilian Grand Prix, however, was not historic just for this reason. We also saw a midfield team, Alpine, win a surprise double podium in this race. They hadn't been performing too well prior to this, and we saw them win a double podium, which brought them up to P6 in the Constructors' Championship, which was very good for the team from France. Now, this was round 21, where we saw Max Verstappen redeemed himself, and Lando Norris had to prove a lot to get to challenge Max Verstappen for the title itself. But the battle between McLaren and Red Bull was still extremely on, and it was very heated. Max Verstappen ended up dominating the field in the last few races and was able to win his fourth championship victory in the Las Vegas Grand Prix, which was extremely historic for him, as now it really did put him in the League of Legends. But the battle between McLaren and Red Bull, as I said, was far from over, and it was down to the last race for McLaren to prove themselves. And the stellar duo of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri were able to do just this for their team and was able to get the championship victory for McLaren. The factory from England was able to get their first championship victory in the last 26 years, a truly remarkable feat for everybody working on their cars. What do we look at next season? Well, McLaren, I'm sure, wants to continue this winning streak into the next season as well. And Max Verstappen wants to prove to everybody that he is far from done from this sport. He is definitely going to be looking at winning his fifth title with Red Bull. And we have so many exciting new things to look forward to in the 2025 season. We have the legend, the 7-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton, moving to Ferrari, which is going to be extremely interesting and historic for all of us F1 fans. And we have so many new faces on track, so many rookies in Mercedes and Racing Bulls almost everywhere. So the 2025 season is going to be buzzing, it's going to be exciting, and we're going to have a video on who should you look out for, who are the drivers in 2025, and what we should expect as well. So thank you for watching. The 2024 season was interesting. It has come to a wrap, and now 2025, all eyes there. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Happy New Year.